Thank you, Amima, for that detailed report. Now, as I've already mentioned, there are several legislators who are not amused with the report by the committee led by Kanini Kega on the sugar probe. And one of them is Dagoretti North Member of Parliament, Simba Arati, who now joins us live. It's important to mention that Kanini Kega, who is the chair of that committee, is set to give a press briefing any moment from now. And when he does, of course, we'll cross over and listen to what he'll have to say as well from Parliament building. But for now, let me cross over live to Parliament, where I can see the Honourable Member on standby. Honourable Arati, good morning. Welcome to the programme. Now, I understand that this report during the plenary stage was tabled in Parliament. Most members of Parliament rubbished it. It was also tabled again on Wednesday, I believe. Yesterday, members of Parliament did not debate it. Are you part of the members of Parliament who, rubbished this report? And perhaps can you tell our viewers why?
Thank you and good morning. I want just to point out a number of issues. Indeed, the initial report that we were to bring before Parliament, members of Parliament, of course, did rubbish on the floor of the House. Then we went, because it was a draft. That was a draft that we were asked initially. But it's unfortunate that it was not a report per se. Mm-hmm. But the truth of the matter remains that we did go back and did a good job, a very good job that which was supposed to have been tabled by Honorable Kanini Kega as our chairman, mm-hmm. and which indeed he did. But it's unfortunate that we found out after tabling, mm-hmm. That some clauses were changed, mm-hmm. in between. And, we raised it yesterday with the Speaker that the report which we did as a committee, mm-hmm. It had been doctored by individuals whom we don't know who did that work. Mm-hmm. And it was done the last minute of the report to be presented before the floor of the House. Mm-hmm. Therefore, after we found out that the three cabinet secretaries who were supposed to be held responsible, then the language has been changed that they should be investigated under certain circumstances under which they gave those gazette notice, whereas we knew very well that circumstances which led into giving out of those gazette notice, it was out of the declaration by the President that there was a deficit of sugar in the country. Mm-hmm. Therefore, we read mischief, which we want to unearth who did what was not accepted in the committee. And I want to put it very clear. It's not that individuals or few of us. Mm-hmm. It's a whole committee which is dismayed with the characters who went ahead to mutilate the report that we had done. And mm-hmm. a report, surely the Kenyans will be appreciating, which will cap the whole nonsense of bringing in sugar anyhow.
Mm-hmm. Now, Honourable Simba, now that you've mentioned that this report has been changed, you're not quite sure who did the changes, and this is a matter that is still being investigated by other independent bodies like the DCI, EACC and the DPP. Don't you think that this report, now that it's being changed left, right and centre in Parliament, can jeopardize the other investigations that are also ongoing?
That is not even the big words. It's not the big worry that we have. Mm-hmm. The big worry is the talk around that they are going to shoot down a section of legislators. They are going to shoot down the report simply because of their own interest. But I want to assure you that despite that the DCI and other institutions are investigating this matter, the report that we have come up with is based on evidence those people produced before us, including the cabinet secretaries themselves. The information, we pinned down on them because of the information, all the information they gave us, and from relevant institutions who appeared before us. Mm-hmm. Therefore, we are not worried. The only people who should be worried is all Kenya. If indeed a section of members of Parliament will be seen to water down the report and go ahead and mutilate the whole report just to suit a few individuals in the system.
Mm-hmm. And Mheshimiwa, before I release you, you've already talked about some members of Parliament within the committee that have been compromised. For lack of a better word, this is corruption taking place, right?
I don't want to say that there is any member in the committee who has been compromised. I want to be very clear. The only thing is that we want to know who gave instructions for the changes and the meaning. Because, my brother, if you check what we had clearly indicted these people because of their own mistakes. Therefore, anybody who must come up, because we are investigating into individuals, including the Secretariat. How comes they went ahead to change the report that we had actually passed unanimously? Over 30 members have signed that report out of 38 members. Therefore, my big worry, my brother want, and the Kenyans, they must be wary about, and they must be ready to check the movement of individuals and parties who will want to take us back and forth on this matter, is the guys who want to manipulate on the floor of the House to defeat the purpose of the committee's findings. What happens, I must thank the Speaker. When we raised this issue with the Speakers yesterday, the Speaker heard us, and indeed, apart from him being the Speaker is a lawyer, when he read it through, he found, yes, there was a change of language, change of meaning, and he said, you guys go and sort out, bring the changes which were there before, and indeed, that's what we're going to do.
One final question. Now that the report has been changed, you're saying some details are missing. Kenyans will have to take a little longer, to know the sugars that they have in their kitchen, on the shelves and everywhere. It will take them some time before they know it's safe, right?
No. The other bit of the report is, intact. The only part is three recommendations, where we indicted the CS Rotich, Adan, and the then Cabinet Secretary of Agriculture. Those are the only three places these guys wanted to get these guys out of the hook. We are saying these guys, either with omission or commission, deliberately did not want to follow the law. After the president gave them instructions, these people, they were getting instructions from elsewhere. Either cartels, they are active of cartels, who wanted to bring in sugar, flood the market. Hussein, we wanted only 138,000 metric tons in the country, but we have now 1 million metric tons in the country, killing the whole sector of a sugar belt.
Thank you very much for that, Honorable Simba Arati, the Great North Member of Parliament. Of course, we're going to also beam live for you that press briefing by the chair of the Joint Parliamentary Group that is set to take place any moment from now from Parliament.